What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? I want to talk today about how working in dialysis as a patient care technician can be a hard job, and that it is a high turnover type of job. And when I say that, I mean like people will get hired, they will get trained, and then they will leave. Or I've seen where people will start training, and mid-training they will leave because this is not an easy job. And the other funny part about it not being easy is the people that you least expect to be successful or endure or stay in the job are the ones that flourish. I was talking to a young lady because I'm like working on, getting her in the field, and I had spoken with, I'm going to call him a colleague, about hiring her, and their preceptor is tired of training people that leave. They are tired of hiring people that leave. My thought to that is, that's a part of the job. This is not an easy job. You don't really understand what you're doing until you get on your own. And even then, you really don't understand it literally for a year. Like, I remember when I first started, and I still felt like I don't know nothing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how I'm doing this. This is hard. I want to quit. I wanted to quit after like 6 months. So it was like a solid 3 months on my own, because when you first start in dialysis, most companies give you like 3 months of training, 2 to 3 months of training with a preceptor. And when I tell you, I was ready to quit. After 6 months, I was over it, because then I had started opening the clinic. No, they started with closing first, most places. So then I had started closing the clinic on top of doing my, patient and all that duties. And I was like, this is crazy. I was like, this is not enough money for this. Now they start people off. I know the last time I've heard, which was actually like a couple of years ago, they were starting people off at like $17 an hour. That's good, but it still ain't enough considering the economy. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, under 25 is not enough, because 25 is really not that much when you first starting out. But I believe that, and I said this from, when I first started, okay, start people off at 17, whatever, or start them off at $20 an hour. $20 an hour is actually pretty, I feel like it's a decent base pay for people that don't know what they're doing. But then once you start, after 6 months to a year of you opening and closing and bleaching and men care and all this bicarb and all this other stuff, I think the pay should significantly increase, and that would give a better incentive. And honestly, that would probably help people want to stay, because what happens is people learn all these things. You learn all this stuff. You learn how to open a clinic. You learn how to close a clinic. You learn about the water room. You learn about men care. You learn about bleaching a system. You learn about bleaching the machines. You stock. You do all this stuff. You learn with biohazard. You dealing with that. You do all this stuff, and they want to give you pennies. So people learn all that stuff, and then they go to a different company, a competitive company. The competitive company will pay you more. When I heard this, I was mad. When I first heard that, that's how I'm going to have to get a decent raise. Not happy about it, because I was like, why? I don't want to leave the company. I was comfortable, quote unquote, like, well, that's also because at the time my clinic wasn't, in risk of shutting down. That particular clinic ended up shutting down. And one of my best friends, well, she's my best friend now, but one of my best friends, like, we became friends from that clinic. And, you know, it was just me and her at one point at that clinic as the permanent staff there. But I was mad. And she was scared to leave. She eventually left. Y'all see her on some of the older videos. My girl Taisha. But she eventually left and went to other companies to get paid more. But then some of the companies that she went to get paid more, like, she was like, the work that I have to do doesn't even matter. I don't even care about getting paid more, or like this is not enough. To the point where, like, she ended up going back to the other company, left the company that was paying her more, but was more, I call it chaotic or more stressful. You know, it's certain environments that you just don't want to be in, even if you're getting paid more. And I've been in that situation myself. So sometimes just because you're getting paid more, it still ain't enough. It's like some stuff you can't pay me enough. Some clinics you can't pay me enough to work in. not full time. Now float. Talk to me. I might go in there for floating, but some clinics you can't pay me enough to work in, not full time, because it's not enough. Like, you want too much. You literally want blood, sweat, and tears, and I ain't giving you blood nor sweat nor tears. I'm not giving you any of that. So I just did. Hold on, y'all. I need gas. Okay, so let me get back to why is dialysis, working as a patient care technician, or even as a nurse, because I've seen nurses, but I've been working as a patient care technician on and off, majority on, for 8 years. It'll be this year. So I'll just speak from our perspective. It is a high turnover position, and because you can get easily burnt out. If you are working at a clinic, depending on the ratio, you can get burnt out. Depending on the pay, lack of pay will burn you out. Because again, there's no incentive, there's no motivation. Even though, you know, like having a job just motivates you to pay the bills, okay? And you know, play money, you know, if you have enough for that. But if you don't have enough for that, then you just be like, what am I doing this for? Like, I got the only good check is overtime. Like, that's I don't like that. So I say that to say, if you are looking into working as a dialysis technician, consider, are you ready to wake up, depending on the clinic, are you ready to wake up between the hours of like 2 and 4 to be to work? Are you ready to work 10 to 12 plus hours? Are you ready to work in a fast-paced environment? It's fast-paced. Are you ready to do that? Are you consider that you're going to be dealing with multiple personalities? This is what I've been telling the young lady. Like, when I say that, you're going to be dealing with the personality of their patient. First of all, let me back up. You're going to be dealing with your own personality, but you're going to be dealing with the personality of your patient, the personality of your nurse, and the personality of your babe partner. And you might as well get a machine of personality, because they can cut up too, okay? That's a multiple personalities you dealing with. And you have to learn how to navigate in those environments, especially because it can be stressful when you first start out, because you don't know what you're doing, and you're also scared. You don't want to kill nobody. You don't want to hurt anyone, but you got to get these needles in their arms. Sometimes they act like you got your first patient might act like you the best thing ever. The second patient might act like you killing them. The third patient gonna act like you the best patient ever. I mean, the best tech ever, and you do everything right. And the fourth one gonna act like you don't do nothing right. I mean, so like, you gotta be strong for that. And I'm not saying that you can't be, because you can. But to me, this is also a job where you can't be sensitive. You can't be super vulnerable. Like, you can't be weak. Not to say you won't have weak days, not to say you won't have vulnerable days, and not to say you won't have sensitive days. Like, some days I'm just annoyed, or moments. There's moments I'm just annoyed for hours and I have to shake it off. I have to work it off. And it ain't got nothing to do with the job. So, but I don't take that out on anyone. I be quiet. So that I don't infect or afflict another. And sometimes at those times cause me to be more aware, because I'm being very intentional on not projecting my feelings or on someone else. And then it's like, okay, they do something to me. Did they do it on purpose? Maybe, maybe not. But is it really that serious? Is it really that deep? Do I really care that much? And then it's like, okay, did they say something inappropriate? Did they say something disrespectful? Am I going to address it right now? 9 times out of 10, yeah. It's almost like, not to compare like people with dogs or children or in that sense, but for the analogy that I'm thinking of, like, in order to correct a dog from peeing on your rug or boo-booing or whatever, messing up your stuff, eating your shoes and all that, in order to correct that, the same thing with a baby, in order to correct them from doing certain things, you gotta nip that in the bud now, or else they're not gonna even consider it. They just, okay, my dog ate my shoe, and I didn't tell him stop, and I don't like that, and no, and a little pop on the nose, like, or pop on the tail. Like, if I do nothing, then the next time he see another shoe, he can eat it. So, and it's like, give him something else. So I say that to say, like, you're dealing with multiple personalities. You're dealing with people that they gonna try you. They will disrespect you or respect you. You're dealing with, I deal with, nice little bit of inappropriate comments from men. And I just shut that down. You hear me? Shut it down. Straight face, walk away, get out my face, go over there, whatever. Sir, you finna get this needle in your arm. Why are you talking to me like that? Like, that's inappropriate. And I will tell them, like, I'm ducking and dodging. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Like, I'm always head on a swivel, always, because, like, some patients, they really love you or adore you, or in a way, or whatever you want to call it, but you just got to watch it, because they will feel too comfortable. And I don't want you to feel that comfortable with me to where you just keep walking up and touching me and I'm not doing one of these moves. If I'm busting this, that means I don't, like, one patient, I stuck him and he was like super hype about it, because he was like, ooh, that didn't hurt at all. Ooh, ooh, ooh. He was like, ooh, can I give you a hug? I was like, no, you can't give me a hug, and stay still. Like, no. Absolutely not, sir. So, but this job makes you strong. So it's like, if you are someone who wants to build character, this job will build character for you. It will help you. If you are someone that is already outspoken and everything, this job will mold that part of you. I think this is a great job to get your big toe into the healthcare field. But I ain't gonna act like it's easy. If you first started and you like, I'm crying every day, it's not easy. I had a mentor. I still have that same mentor, but when I first started, I was calling her every day. Every day, you hear me? Because I was like, I'm ready to quit. But I needed the job. But I was ready to quit. And I didn't want to go to another company. That's the thing. Now, years later, I was like, forget this. You know what? Let me do what other people said. I'm going to go to another company. And that's not to say you can't be loyal to one company or another. Because then I went to the other company and I came back to the one I started with. But also, I'm trying to watch my words there. Certain things got me to where I'm not loyal to one company. Why? Or, you know, I'm loyal to my bills, okay? Because they got to get paid. The rent's got to get paid, okay? Phone bills got to get paid. Other certain things, they got to get paid. Shoes got to be on the feet, clothes on the back, you know, food in my mouth. You know what I mean? So it's like, I say that and people can run with that in a negative way or whatever, but I'm not finna be struggling for you. You might give me a little bit, but after that, nope. Looks like I need to navigate a different way, and I will shift. And I believe that that is necessary for life in general. You know what I mean? So, anyways, I'm almost home. I just wanted to let y'all know that this job is a high turnover rate. Has a high turnover rate, but it's not impossible. Because I thought I was ready to quit at 6 months, and I've been doing it for 8 years. Now, that's not to say that I wouldn't want to experience other opportunities, because I do, or even other opportunities within dialysis, because I do, and I am interested in it. But I'm just talking to those that if you're a patient care technician or a dialysis technician currently, and you're feeling like, what am I doing? I say, keep going. Keep your certification up to date or whatnot. That way, whenever you want to put your feet in there, you can put your feet in there. And if you like, I'm tired of this, then go do something else. But people ain't going to stop needing dialysis. You're going to always have a job in dialysis. I remember somebody told me that. And it's true. Whether you want to do it or not, you're going to always have a job in dialysis. Some way, fashion, or form. And there are multiple different types of positions in the dialysis field, but the most common and the most needed is a patient care technician. Why? We're like the CNAs of dialysis. Because I know people that have their CNA and have their certification in hemodialysis. So we're like the CNAs in dialysis. So CNAs, they necessary in the nursing home, so, or other places, but I know most commonly the nursing home. So, saying that to say, you just never know where this job will take you. Shout out to everybody that's been with me on my journey. Oh, why would you do that? Shout out to everybody that's been with me on my journey. That's crazy. Are you trying to make a U-turn right here? That is wild work. Because shout out to everyone that's been with me on my journey, because there's time it hasn't been easy and I had to hit burnout at times, but when I got in a rhythm and, you know, made sure I used my PTO, then I didn't hit burnout like that. So you got to use that PTO, because baby, them 12 hours can tear you up, you hear me? So anyways, hope you guys are having a wonderful 2026.